I'm Jeff Larson. I'm the program director for the Bushwick Book Club Seattle. We're a group of musicians who create original music inspired by books. Our main mission is to promote reading in the community through live music performances. We give an audience and performers the opportunity to connect on a source material in an exciting and unique way. You guys have read the books. You get to know what they're talking about. We get to see inside the creative mind of the performer, and the attentive audience gets to see this interesting material. Here we're doing Michael Pollan's The Omnivore's Dilemma and The Botany of Desire.
So I read The Botany of Desire, and this is what Michael Pollan taught me about marijuana. There's a fascinating story about a plant we all know. It traveled about as far as any plant can go. Well, it journeyed to the west, and it traveled to the east. Some call it a miracle, and some call it a weed. It's the story of marijuana. Let's kick off the story in Africa, where the natives, they have been smoking that bud, and how it got to America's a fascinating tale, brought over by a man that we all know well. It's Christopher Columbus. So who got Columbus high? I ask you, who got Columbus high? He was just a sailing, and now he's inhaling. Yeah. Who got Columbus high? Now flash on forward to a very short man, a French general named Napoleon. He was crusading down in Egypt land when an itty-bitty plant wrecked his master plan. Say hello to Napoleon. So who got Napoleon high? I ask you, who got Napoleon high? He was swinging that sword to a different tune, and now he's on an island being marooned. Yeah, who got Napoleon high? Well, Napoleon's troops were wandering all around. With the weed in the pocket, they would roll through town. An English poet out on a stroll walked into the passing of the bowl. And I ask you, oh, so who got the poets high? I ask you, who got the poets high? They were writing about things like cows and grass, and now they're writing about existential consciousness. Well, who got the poets high? I wanna be perfectly clear. You could have bought them a beer, but who got those guys high? I ask you, well, who got those fellas high? Who got Napoleon high? Who got Columbus high? Who got the romantic poets high? Who got those fellas high? Thank you.
Tyshawn, Botany of Desire, the history of marijuana. I mean, I don't really know what I can ask you that you didn't already sing about. That was awesome. So what made you say, well, first of all, I think marijuana being such a big topic, especially here in state of Washington, because it's now legal, right? Was that part of like what drew you to maybe picking that as something to sing about, or was there other things there that kind of fascinated you about picking that as your song subject?
Well, I started writing this song. I was on kind of a personal retreat up at Doe Bay on Orcas Island, and I was
being silent most of the time while I was reading this. I didn't have anybody with me. And I was walking around this lake, and the only thing that was coming in my mind was, who got Columbus hat? Come on, who got Columbus hat? Like, while I was walking, it was right to the beat of every step. And so I was trying to write something more like, personal and, thinking about the real meaning of Michael Pollan's book. And that was the only thing that was in my brain. So when I was crossing back over on the ferry, I wrote it in my notebook, like, okay, all right, let's talk about Columbus getting high. Who else got high? Napoleon. And it kind of was just fascinating to me that we have these amazing figures in our history, and to think that they might have been high during different parts of their life kind of put a twist on the way I think about Columbus and Napoleon and the Romantic poets.
I like it. Give it up, Tyshawn. That's awesome.